What if I told you Pixel 9 Pro XL's 8K video recording isn't actually 8K? Google's using cloud-based upscaling, and the results are interesting. I compared it to native 8K from Samsung and Apple, and the difference might surprise you. Is this the future of smartphone video, or just clever marketing? Let's break it down. Pixel 9 Pro XL's camera specs look great on paper. 50MP main, 48MP telephoto, and 48MP ultrawide sensors sound like a recipe for incredible photos. But after shooting side by side with an iPhone 15 Pro Max and Galaxy S24 Ultra, the story gets more complicated. Google's approach isn't about brute force hardware. It's about how software and AI process those pixels. In daylight, the Pixel holds its own. Details are sharp, colors pop without looking artificial, and HDR keeps skies from blowing out. But move into low light, and differences emerge. The iPhone maintains better shadow detail in dimly lit rooms, while Samsung's night mode pulls ahead with brighter exposures. The Pixel's night shots look cleaner at first glance, but zoom in and you'll notice AI smoothing that removes texture from surfaces like brick walls or fabric. It's not bad, just different. Skin tones are where Google's processing stands out. Faces look natural, without the warm tint iPhones tend to add or Samsung's occasional overbrightening. Portrait mode separates subjects from backgrounds more cleanly than competitors, though hair detail still trips it up sometimes. The new 42MP front camera captures stunning selfies with accurate colors, but at normal viewing distances, it's hard to spot the difference from last year's 10.5MP sensor. Magic Editor shows what's possible when AI isn't just tweaking photos, it's rebuilding them. Removing photobombers works shockingly well, and recomposing shots after you take them feels like cheating. But there's a learning curve. The tools aren't as intuitive as basic sliders, and overusing them can make images look unnaturally perfect. What's interesting is how these AI features change the value proposition. Hardware comparisons become less relevant when software can literally move objects in your photos. But there are limits. Action shots and moving subjects still favor the iPhone's faster shutter, and Samsung's 200MP mode captures details the Pixel can't match. The question isn't whether this is the best smartphone camera system. It's whether Google's approach aligns with how you take photos. If you want minimal editing and reliable results, it's excellent. If you prefer manual control or shoot fast-moving subjects, the competition still has advantages. Now, let's talk about what powers all this: the Tensor G4 chip. The Tensor G4 in Pixel 9 Pro XL isn't trying to win benchmark wars. On paper, the specs look solid: a 3.1 GHz Cortex, X4 core for heavy tasks, 2.6 GHz Cortex, i7 cores for balance, and 4 efficiency cores clocked at 1.92 GHz. The 16 GB of RAM suggests serious multitasking potential. But compared to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 or Apple's A17 Pro, raw performance isn't the focus here. Instead, Google built this chip to prioritize AI, and that shows in how the phone behaves day to day. For general use, the Pixel feels smooth. Apps open quickly, and scrolling through social media or emails never stutters. But push it with games like Genshin Impact on max settings, and the frame rate drops more noticeably than on competing flagships. The Mali G7 15 GPU handles casual gaming fine, but graphics-intensive titles expose the performance gap. Thermal throttling kicks in sooner too, especially during longer gameplay sessions. If you're after absolute peak performance, this isn't the chip for you. Where the Tensor G4 shines is in AI tasks. Features like call screen and now playing feel instantaneous, and Gemini, Google's AI assistant, integrates deeply into the system. Ask it to summarize a document or generate an image, and responses come quickly. Gemini Advanced, included with the Google One AI Premium plan, adds access to more advanced models and 2 terabytes of storage. It can analyze screenshots, suggest calendar entries from emails, and even draft replies, all without needing an internet connection. Some of these AI tricks work, so will they offset the hardware limitations? Live Translate handles conversations in real time, and Magic Editor processes complex photo edits faster than last year's model. The chip's efficiency cores also help with battery life, which we'll get to later. But there are trade-offs. Exporting a 4K video takes longer than on an iPhone, and heavy multitasking occasionally causes apps to reload more often than you'd expect from 16 gigabytes of RAM. The bigger question is whether these AI features matter to you. If you use them daily, the Pixel feels like it's from the future. If not, you're left with a phone that's merely good, not class-leading in raw speed. Google's approach makes sense for Pixel fans who want tight software integration and clever AI tools. But if you care more about pure performance or gaming, other phones deliver better value. Benchmark scores tell part of the story. An Antutu score of 1,380,138 and a Geekbench single-core score of 4,854 aren't bad, but they don't lead the pack. The 3DMark Wildlife Extreme score of 2,540 confirms what we see in games: solid, but not exceptional. The Tensor G4 isn't about brute force. It's about making AI feel seamless, even if that means sacrificing some speed. Now, let's see how long that battery actually lasts. Google claims Pixel 9 Pro XL can last over 24 hours on a charge. With a 5,060 mAh battery, that sounds plausible, but real-world usage tells a different story. After testing it against similar flagships, I found battery life depends heavily on how you use the phone. For light tasks like email and messaging, it easily makes it through a full day. But push it with gaming or camera use, and you'll be reaching for the charger by evening. Streaming video at 50% brightness drains about 10 to 12% per hour, which is decent but not exceptional. An hour of Genshin Impact eats nearly 25% of the battery, and extended camera sessions with 8K recording can drop it by 15 to 20% in 30 minutes. The phone stays cooler than previous Pixels under load, likely due to the Tensor G4's efficiency cores, but heavy users will still need to top up before bedtime. Extreme Battery Saver helps in a pinch. It restricts background activity and lowers performance to stretch usage to 100 hours, but at that point, you're basically using a feature phone. Charging speeds haven't improved much. The 37W wired charging gets you to 70% in 30 minutes, but competitors like the OnePlus 12 or iPhone 15 Pro Max recharge faster. Wireless charging at 23W with a Pixel stand is convenient, though you'll still need nearly 2 hours for a full charge. The 80% charge limit option helps with long-term battery health, as does bypass charging for gamers who play while plugged in. Android 15's optimizations help, though. Background app restrictions are tighter, and Google's adaptive battery does a better job learning usage patterns. Features like app hibernation and smarter doze mode add about an hour to screen-on time compared to the Pixel 8 Pro. But these tweaks can't mask the fact that power-hungry apps expose the gap between the Tensor G4 and more efficient chips like Apple's A17 Pro. Battery life isn't bad, but it's not class-leading. If you're a light to moderate user, you'll be fine. If you game or shoot a lot of video, the 5,060 mAh capacity feels less impressive once you see how quickly it drains under load. The trade-off for Google's AI features is middling endurance, and while the tools to manage it are there, they don't change the fundamentals. For the price, faster charging or a bigger battery would have been welcome. Finally, let's talk about the price. Is it justified? At $1,349, Pixel 9 Pro XL sits at the same premium tier as the iPhone 15 Pro Max and Galaxy S24 Ultra. On paper, it competes well: 6.8-inch display, triple camera system, 16 GB RAM, but hardware alone doesn't justify the price. Where it stands out is software. Gemini integration, a year of Gemini Advanced, and 2 terabytes of cloud storage create a package that's uniquely Google. If you're deep into Google's ecosystem, those extras add real value. For everyone else, they might not move the needle. The camera software remains a strong selling point. Magic Editor and AI-powered tools like Best Take offer features competitors can't match. But while the Pixel excels at computational photography, it falls short in areas like charging speed and sustained performance. The iPhone 15 Pro Max handles video editing and gaming better, and the Galaxy S24 Ultra's 200MP mode captures more detail. Google's AI tricks are impressive, but they don't erase these gaps. Ecosystem integration is another factor. If you use Google Photos, Drive, and Assistant daily, the Pixel feels cohesive. iMessage and FaceTime lock iPhone users into Apple's world, while Samsung's DeX offers a desktop experience Google can't match. The Pixel's strength is its simplicity. Everything just works with Google services. But that only matters if those services are central to how you use your phone. Battery life and charging are where the price feels hardest to justify. The 5060 mAh battery is adequate, but not exceptional, and 37W wired charging lags behind rivals. OnePlus offers 80W charging at a lower price, and even Apple's 27W feels faster in practice due to better efficiency. Google includes useful features like adaptive charging and bypass mode, but they don't change the fact that you're paying flagship money for mid-tier charging speeds. Who should buy this? Pixel loyalists will appreciate the refined software and seamless Google integration. AI enthusiasts get the most comprehensive on-device AI features available right now. But if you care more about raw performance, gaming, or fast charging, the competition offers better value. At $1,349, Pixel 9 Pro XL is a niche flagship, excellent for the right user, but hard to recommend universally. Waiting for a sale isn't a bad idea. Google phones tend to drop in price a few months after launch, and at $1,000, the value proposition improves significantly. As it stands, you're paying a premium for AI and ecosystem perks that not everyone will fully utilize. Pixel 9 Pro XL is a great phone, but it's not the obvious choice in its price range. So, what's the final verdict? Pixel 9 Pro XL is Google's most polished phone yet, but it's not the obvious choice for everyone. At $1,349, you're paying for AI features like Gemini and 7 years of updates, not raw hardware power. If you live in Google's ecosystem, the seamless integration with Photos, Drive, and Assistant makes it compelling. But the competition offers better performance, faster charging, and more refined hardware. For Pixel fans, it's an easy recommendation. For everyone else, wait for a sale. Let me know in the comments. Would you pay flagship prices for Google's AI vision? Thanks for watching.